I interviewed my grandma for this project. Her background information is she went to Bradford Junior College for 2 years, and she came back to Pittsburgh and went to Carnegie. She had a great time there, and on the weekend she would go to other schools like MIT, and she saw the opening of the South Pacific Musical. She had a great time, and she graduated from Carnegie, and she went to an accounting department in Pittsburgh, and she became the only female secretary in Pittsburgh at her firm. And this is really fascinating to me. It shows how hard it is for a woman to get a job, especially how hard it is for a female to get a job in the office back then. I asked my grandma thoughts on John F. Kennedy. She said she liked him a lot, but she didn't like his behavior in the house because he had a lot of mistresses, she called them. And she said that she liked him because he was a Republican and he was Catholic, and she liked his 2 kids, and she just liked him a lot, and she liked his attitude in the house, but she just didn't like his behavior. And she really liked her wife. She thought she was a good role model.
White House. I like that.
Okay.
Okay?
And let me just type this up. So on John F. Kennedy, was there anything in particular that you liked about him, like anything that he did?
About John Kennedy?
Yeah.
Okay, I liked his style. Okay? I liked his style of living. I liked his wife, his 2 children. I liked everything kind of that he did, except for he was naughty.
How was he naughty?
Well, he had ladies.
Oh. That makes sense. And he was a Republican, right?
What, hon?
What house was he? Was he Republican or Democrat?
I was a Republican.
I do not have the recording of my grandma saying about what she thought about Eisenhower and the rest of the interview because Keynote glitched, and I don't know why, but deleted the whole thing and took it off my camera roll. But here we go. Her thoughts on Eisenhower. She said that she knew that he was the leader of the war in Europe, and she liked him, and that she voted for him, and that he was a very nice and humble person. And she said that he led the forces in World War II, and she said that he did a great job over there, end quote. And she said that he was a very interesting man. And she said that Eisenhower was her favorite president, actually, because she said, unquote, that he won the war, and he was a great general, and he was a 4-star general. And yeah, she just really liked him and thought he was a freaking great general. I also asked her about what she thought about Nixon. Now, this is very interesting. So, the background information on this is Nixon was president 1968 to 1972. He resigned because he was going to be impeached because he got caught paying people to spy on his opponents in the election in 1972 to tell him the information that he needed to know to win. This is very cheap. And so Nixon had something called an enemies list. And if you wrote something bad about him, or if you're a newspaper person, you wrote something bad, or you said something bad about him, he'll have your phone tapped, and he also had your taxes audited. This is just horrible. My grandma, hear what my grandma said. My grandma didn't like Richard Nixon, but she thought he cheated the system. The reason why she thought this is because Nixon hired people to break into his opponents. And she also said that she thought he looked like a bulldog and that he was just a terrible person. Well, this was my favorite part about the interview because it was asking about my grandpa. My grandpa fought in World War II, and one of the days he was fighting, he was running and he was fighting other people, and he fell into a trench, and that trench was a soldier. That soldier had a he had a suicide grenade, and he blew up both of them. My grandpa actually did survive, and he got a Purple Heart. This is unbelievable, and this makes me very proud of my grandpa and my family name. I also asked my grandma about my grandmother. My grandmother actually fought in the Navy. This is unbelievable. In one of the wars, she fought in the Navy, and she survived. That is very heroic, and I look up to her greatly. Even though I never got to meet her, my grandma said that she was a great lady and a great mother. This was my interview. Thank you for listening. Sorry that my other interview got deleted, which is I don't know why. But thank you for listening, and I hope you liked the project because I really enjoyed interviewing my grandma.